Hey everybody, Psychosaurus is here. Welcome back to Age of Empires Online. And today, it's time for the last advisor units. And this time we're going for Celts. And yes, these are the last ones. So if you want to check the previous ones, the Greeks, Egyptians, Persians, you can. Obviously, it's on YouTube. Just check it out. They're quite nice, but what I would recommend most is recommend the advisor units in general, so you know what these are, okay? And let's get right into the Celtic ones. There are a few interesting ones, and oh boy. Let me just tell you, I was surprised at one unit, and it was not pleasant surprise, okay? So let's get to it. And Celts, unlike the other civs, have only 4 advisor units. So we're gonna start with the Headhunters, the Headhunter Ethane Advisor. And Headhunters are actually, how would I say it? The closest unit I would describe this to are Raiders. And to understand why, basically, just take a look at the stats, okay? First of all, pretty nice health, very good damage output, I must say, like starting at like 46 DPS. That is a really good damage output. Include the fact that they have bonus versus infantry and villagers 2 times. It's very good damage output. Health wise, it's like 940 base from what I see here in the unit stats, so it's not like the highest health pool. I think we already saw like closest unit would be like Desert Cavalry. It's not that close. But what's also very nice is the line of sight and the movement speed, which could make them into really good scouts actually. So you could say, hey, it's very good for raiding. Why? Because hey, really good damage output, can take some damage thanks to its high health. Bonus versus villagers is obviously great for killing the villagers, but because it also does bonus damage against infantry, that means spearmen might not be the best counter against this unit. Still solid, but not that great, okay? Remember that. Now, the line of sight is very good, 35 base. That's a very good line of sight, in fact. You could literally use this unit for scouting as well, which is very nice. Movement speed of 12, again, helps with scouting, helps with raiding. Really good stuff to like about this unit. Train time, 10 seconds. I mean, it's a cavalry unit, so definitely not the fastest, but it is still pretty good training time. It's very comparable to like Headhunter or the Desert Cavalry, so it's not the worst. Now, what is really bad about this unit? Now, first of all, let's take a look at the cost, which is 60 food, 100 gold. 100 gold, that's pretty high cost. I would say quite comparable to wool traders. Not the worst though, but the fact that they lack any other armor than the crush armor is really bad. So remember, I said very good health, but because they lack armor, they are actually quite squishy. At first they look like they might take some damage, but no, they actually have no armor. I mean outside of crush armor. So these units will be taking a lot of damage, no matter what, the full damage. So even though they might look like with this very high health pool, they will be actually losing it very fast because they lack the armor. So spearmen full damage, cavalry full damage, ranged units full damage, and most important, defensive structures, towers, fortresses, they will do full damage to these units. So this unit is quite squishy, so careful with that. So I would say very good damage, but very mediocre health, I should say. Because, hey, good health, but no armor. But yeah, definitely what you are gonna like about this unit is killing the enemies. And because they are quite squishy, the high cost actually does not help here. So, like I said, you are quite on a similar unit to like Volt Raider, because Volt Raider does a lot of damage, it's very fast, but it is also gonna die a lot, okay? Usually, because players prefer to go full damage. So, this is quite similar to Volt Raiders. And again, it's going with the name of Volt Raiders. Yeah, very good raiding unit. Now obviously, because it is rather a raiding unit, weaknesses will be high HP buildings, especially walls. And that's not good, okay? But yeah, once you're in the base, good amount of damage, you see infantry, hey, they will die, no problem. It's the strength of this unit. But obviously, if the enemy has a lot of range damage, these units will be dying. If they counter your units with cavalry, like prodromos, horsemen, this unit is gonna die a lot. So be careful about this unit. But yeah, I can definitely recommend using this unit. Very good damage output that can help you even in some easier legendary quests, which is really nice. But like I said, lack of armor means this unit will be dying a lot, so make sure you're picking some easier quests. Don't do some very challenging, and preferably do some quests where the AI trains mainly infantry, because that's where this unit is gonna definitely shine the most. And I guess that's all I have to say. So yeah, again, good trading unit, very good damage with the bonuses versus infantry and villagers, good line of sight, so it can be used for scouting, very good movement speed, but also quite expensive. Not the worst, but it is expensive, and also very squishy, which doesn't help with the cost, okay? So definitely give this unit a try, but careful, okay? I like this unit. It was fun playing with this unit, to be honest. This was very good unit. I remember this unit like being good damage and somewhat fun to use, okay? Unfortunately, Celts don't have much to offer for this unit in Golden Age, outside of like the general advisors that anyone can use. But what you can do is pick Vercingetorix for H4, and suddenly this unit can do extra bonuses against infantry and villagers. Against villagers it's not that big of a deal, but against infantry that can be nice. That can be really nice, so you can try that definitely. But yeah, because you're using H3 advisor, you cannot pick advisors like Casilvelaunos, Lohras. You cannot. That's just a shame for this unit, but still this unit has something to offer. And if I had to say, combine it with some good backline to support it, so it can take out, I would say most likely the cavalry units, so Carpentoms should be okay, but even some other advisor units can be fine. Bowman could be fine, but the speed does not really help you. But yeah, that's about it. Try this unit, it's very good. And let's move on. Next one, and I need to get the name, it's the Gaesatae, and the advisor is called Poison Crafter Orestorius. Gaesatae, I'll be honest, this is the one unit that surprised me, and not pleasantly, how bad it actually is. I'll be honest, I was talking like that the Desert Archer might be the worst advisor unit, even I call it the worst. I have to take it back. This is the worst. And I swear, I remember this unit being much better than what I saw in the unit stats when I was trying it. Okay, so first of all, this unit is very unique. Probably, I should say, you might find something similar on some other units or buildings, respectively, but it's not like typical unit that you can train. This unit offers damage over time, which is very unique because it's this unit. There used to be hard jars, which got it through Biorix advisor, but that's no longer the case. That was actually changed, and now Biorix is pure berserker, but that used to be a case. And now the only thing that applies damage over time is the burning pitch upgrade for the Norse fortresses. You might know it because it can be somewhat annoying to deal with. And then Biorix himself in the city conquest in Northern Holt. So if you wanna see that unit in action, it's a very good unit. But Gaesatae, I saw its stats and I was like, cost, okay, 20 wood for the gold, that's not the worst, it's pretty manageable. Celts have very good caravans thanks to their movement speed upgrade included at the market, so gold is not that big an issue. 20 wood, that's not that much, that's pretty okay. So it started pretty nicely. Then I saw health, okay, 160, less than 200, that it's not great, but it's a ranged unit. But then you take a look at the maximum range and you're like, oh god, this is very close range with this low health. And then you take a look at the armor, no armor. So this unit is very squishy with very low range, that's not good. Then we got the damage output, and this is like 14 DPS. And I'm like, I get it that it's slow because there's the damage over time. I could get that. Then bonus against ranged units. Honestly, this is worse than Peltas. Like this unit is like trying to be like Peltas, but without the pierce armor, which makes it really bad. So not that good. And honestly, why would I even go with this unit when I can just go with slingers, which are 1H sooner available at the archery range, which is much cheaper than to get the fortress. And also you get the champion upgrade, which is nice. So like, and also slingers have more range. Even before the buff, they had 15 range, which was more than the 12 here. So that's not that good. Okay. Then there's a very nice snare. 0.45. This is actually a pretty good snare, and the fact that it has also pretty good movement speed, 8 base movement speed, that is actually very good movement speed. So this is a unit that you are supposed to microwave, that you like hit your target, move a little bit, you keep kiting the enemy units. That's how I should describe it. But because there's the damage over time, that can mess up with the AI, so I don't really know if I would say that it's that good in this case. But yeah, if you attack, that snare is actually helping a lot. Obviously, if you're going against Norse Raiders, that's not that good, okay? So yeah, so far it looked pretty bad. Like, this unit does not look that good because low health, low range, mech DPS for an advisor unit, that's pretty bad DPS. Even with the bonus against ranged units, that's not that good. The snare is very nice though. And then you get to the poison damage. Yes, the damage over time, it's poison. And I did not believe it when I was like reading the description. If you just go up under the icon of the unit, there is this tag saying poison does not affect buildings, siege or ships. And I would have swore, and I don't know if I misremember this, but I swear I feel like I saw them apply the poison to siege unit, at least siege units. I swear I feel like I saw that happening. I don't know why. Either something got changed or I seriously misremember, because I did not use this unit that often, but I swear I saw that being applied to siege at some point. I swear. Maybe I seriously misremember, but if there is anyone who remembers this as well, please tell me in the comments. It's open down there. Just please leave a comment there if I'm crazy or not. But yeah, I would have thought that it would apply to siege, because if it would apply to siege, then it would be very nice, because siege has very high pierce armor, so the poison would be very nice there. Because it's not applying, and I had to test that. It does not apply at all, which is shame. It's not like the Norse Burning Pitch, to be honest. Norse Burning Pitch actually does apply to Siege. I mean, it's fire, okay, that makes sense. I get it that Siege usually is just this wooden engine that attacks, whether it's the ram or catapults, without any living human controlling it. So I get it that poison does not make that much sense, but in reality I would say poison should still apply. Same for the ships, there are usually humans that are driving it, so it would make sense. So it's not against that. And then another thing that I feel like I would have thought was better for this unit. Poison duration is 20 seconds with, so that means the damage per second is 8. 8 damage per second. And I would have thought it was the other way around, that it was 20 damage per second, so 8 second durations. I swear, I feel like they were applying the poison much faster than that. So, about the poison. 8 damage per second, that sounds very nice, right? Okay, it lasts quite long in total. I mean, if the unit attacks, this damage is guaranteed. 160, that's guaranteed. Good thing about the poison, it ignores armor. Whatever armor is there, so if you attack something like shield bearer, it will take the full damage. So countering the like shield bearers works with this unit. And I mean, with all we saw here, shield bearers do not stand a chance. So it would make sense using these units against something like shield bearer. Something that has just heavy pierce armor. The poison here just helps. That's nice. Plus, it can mess up with the AI, like I said, because if you attack it, they'll be taking damage. If there is no unit attacking it directly, or like, you know, like targeting it, it won't go after anything because it's confused what's actually attacking the unit. So it will just run around. So yeah, that's another thing that can be used about Gaesatae. But that's questionable. So yeah, poison damage seems really nice, but remember, we have very low pierce damage. Only 14, okay? So if we include the fact that we are doing 8 damage per second through poison, we could say that the total damage is like 22 if the enemy has no pierce armor. If we include the pierce armor, obviously the pierce damage is going down and the poison value is like going up, because it ignores the armor. Now, what's really bad about the poison? Okay, first of all, any damage upgrade to this unit does not apply to the poison. So that includes the scaling you get per level, so that already drops it down, does not go up. As you level up, the enemy units will be getting better and better gear, so that means their health will grow, and because this poison damage is not increasing, that means the value of this is actually going down. So that's really bad. Another thing, poison does not stack. So that means if you have multiple Gaesatae attacking the same target, the poison will be applied only once. And because it's applied only once, it does not really make sense to have many Gaesatae. Why would you make so many Gaesatae when the poison is applied only once? Their pierce damage is terrible, their range is terrible, so you just grab few of these to like apply the poison, and that's it. That's how this unit should work. And this is like seriously why I feel like this unit is very, very bad. Seriously, the worst advisor unit I can think of, because it's only 8 DPS per second, which it looks nice on paper at first when you like starting with the quest. Yeah, you're leveling up, you're level 5 and level 7, you get the access to this advisor unit. it looks nice, right? Because the enemy units have like what, 200 health per unit. But it's not the worst. Like when you do 160 in total, that's a lot of damage. Yes, I can agree with that. But as you level up, this is becoming worse and worse and worse. And even though yes, the stats scale up, this poison actually does not. And because the base damage is very bad, this unit is just not scaling too well into the late game. And then yes, we reach like level 40 and suddenly poison damage could be nice in some scenarios, but is it really that nice? I mean, 8 damage per second. That's what it was at level 7 when you got access to Silver Age. It's the same value at level 40. Once you reach the maximum level, it's still gonna be 8 DPS. So it's damn low. Like, it's not enough damage to like make it useful in those large scale battles. Like, it's nice when you are like picking off like small groups of units because you can hit them, you snap them, you kite them, and that's it. Okay, you slowly kill them off. But once you're in these large battles where a lot of damage is happening, this unit is just... Yeah, I applied poison to as many units as possible, but they're killing my units because I am unable to kill them fast enough. It takes time. I cannot get more of these because the poison is not applied. It's not stacking. And that's my seriously big issue with this unit, because if you try fighting buildings with this unit, very bad damage. I mean, remember the Desert Archer? That was god tier in comparison to this against buildings, because it had good health, it had some nice pierce armor, and the damage output was definitely better. So I would say Desert Archer is definitely better against buildings. It's definitely better when you have a lot of them, because they don't have the poison, they do their pierce damage, and pierce damage actually, yeah, every unit applies it once. But poison, yeah, one unit applies it and then the others are like, yeah, we're just gonna restart the duration, that's it. So it's not improving the damage from the poison. That's very bad. So even against units, I would say Desert Archer is gonna win. However, if we go against some very high pierce armor units, that's where Gaesatae is good. And then again, if we go against something like Siege, where I feel like it should apply the poison damage to the Siege. I swear, this unit, if it was like I remember it, that it was 20 DPS, 8 second duration, and it was applying to Siege, and it was applying to ships, not buildings. I don't think it should apply to buildings. But if it was like Siege, ships, I feel like this unit would be just fine. Just fine. It would not be that bad. Sure, it's still bad because, hey, low range, low base damage. But at least the poison would be useful. When it's like this, I swear, it takes forever to actually do the 160 DPS, or DPS, poison damage. It takes forever, because 20 seconds in Age of Empires Online, that's a long duration. Okay, that's a long duration. Sure, battles can last for a while, but once, like 20 seconds, we're gonna wait 20 seconds to apply 160. Instead, I could have picked a unit that has like 10 DPS more, and in those 20 seconds, I do apply 200 damage per unit. And that's not just for the one unit, it's per unit. That sounds so much better. So yeah, I seriously hate this unit. And another cool thing about them, 4 seconds takedown. And honestly, I just don't see a reason why I would want to produce that many of these. Like, the cost is not that bad. It has very fast turning time. But why do I want to produce it so fast? Why would I want that many guys? Sure, it looks nice when I grab few that I get them out fast. That can be nice. But it already feels like I should be spamming them. But what's the point of spamming them when there's no value in them, pretty much? Big army of Gaesatae. that's worthless, okay? That's worthless. Don't do it, okay? Seriously, this is my #1 worst advisor unit, officially. I feel like every other advisor unit I could see working just fine. This unit is just terrible, stat-wise. If it had better health, at least, better range, like I don't get why it has just 12 range. That's like one thing. If it had like 18 range, at least it has some distance. But this way they need to get closer. I just don't understand. Like, who designed this unit? I don't know. I swear. I swear. I remember the duration of the poison being 8 seconds, and maybe I'm misremembering. But please, if anyone remembers this, please leave a comment if I'm crazy or not. I just hope not. And it was somehow changed sometime, and we just did not see it. But yeah, the way this unit is right now, it feels terrible. It's not worth. Poison can be nice against very high pierce armor units, but because you're sacrificing H3 advisor to get just few of these units, because you don't really want a big army of these, so you just train few of these, you apply this poison to like one unit. I'm just gonna ask, why not train a unit that does any other damage type to just counter their unit? Like, why would I go with ranged units against shield bearers when I can just go long swordsman and it will literally do full damage? I could go wall traders and it will do better damage. I just don't see a reason using this unit at all. If it was at least applying the poison to the siege, that would be nice, but the way it is here, no. So I'm gonna say avoid this unit. If you wanna try it, go ahead. I'm not stopping you, but remember, definitely put some frontline in front of it. Don't try to make a big army of these. Grab like 10, 20, and that's it. Don't do like 100. It's bad. Don't try to fight buildings with this unit alone. It will not survive whatsoever. It's very bad. Okay? Don't try this. Don't try this unit. It's bad. If you want to experience it yourself, go ahead. But I warned you, okay? It's so bad. I cannot believe it. I swear. I remember this unit being so much better. Why do I remember it? I feel like it was, okay? But yeah. Tell me what you think. If you feel like it was better or now it's bad or what, please tell me in the comments. I just feel like I'm crazy. But yeah, let's move on. And that was, I mean, 2 advisor units in Silver Age. Now the 2 Golden Age advisors are here. And the first one is for the Longbowman, the Grandmaster Deverell. And Longbowman, how would I describe them? It's just a bowman that is good all around, but what's very important about them is they have very huge range. I mean, from the start, you have very huge range. Look at the stats. So 35 wood, 35 gold. Okay, it's a golden age unit, that's not the worst. 200 health, even for a ranged unit, that's not that bad. Pierce damage, over 20, that's not bad, that's pretty okay. And then here it is, maximum range, 30. It starts at 30. That's a very good range. You start at 30. I mean, as you're like leveling up at level 15, getting access to this unit, you have some good support unit for your infantry. Whether it's champions, long swordsmen. I guess those two would be the most ideal because they can do some good frontline. Old traders not really, but as you're leveling up they are somewhat tanky. But yeah, like for your long swordsmen and champions, this unit can be very good support as you're leveling up. That maximum range, If you add Guyana to this unit, you outrange towers. Straight. Just get Guyana, you outrange towers. That's very good about this unit. It has pretty okay damage output. Health-wise, with the range they have, that's actually quite good amount of health for a long-range unit. Take a look at these guys. That's how you're supposed to be. At least have some health. Come on. Oh yes. And that's pretty much the whole strength of this unit. Another good thing, line of sight. 30 line of sight. So it goes together with the maximum range. So they see as far as they can shoot. Goes really well. You don't really need the watch posts to support them. You don't need that huge line of sight. No, they can do it for themselves. So that's another good thing. 6 movement speed, so they are not the fastest unit, and with the speed of Celtic units, especially the longswords, champions not really, champions are slower, but if we combine it with longswords, they will definitely slow down the longswords. But it's not that bad, okay? Longswords can get ahead, start fighting, but these guys, they see the enemy, they start attacking. So it's not that bad, okay? Movement speed is not that bad. And then train time 5 seconds. That's pretty okay, to be honest. We saw some faster production. I don't remember if this is probably the longest for the, how should I call it, foot archers. Like if we compare it to like royal archers were like 4.5, I think. Desert archers are super fast production. Even the Gaesatae were faster, but 5 seconds for this unit. Because of the long range, you should not be losing longbowmen that easily, okay? If you put some front line in front of them, obviously you should not be losing them. They have pretty good damage with the range. The masses you can create. I mean, these units can just do a good damage output. Obviously, that will get outshined by the bowmen with all the range they can get. Who cares? This unit is very useful. As long as the typical Celtic bowman does not outrange them, this unit will do the job very well. So definitely give this unit a try, put it together with some good front line. Like I said, it's just a bowman that's good all around. The main advantage is very huge range. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to train a lot of them, because that range is gonna help this unit very nicely. Definitely give this unit a try. It's a very good unit in my opinion. I mean, it's a good ranged unit that will teach you about the ranged units in the future. Okay, so definitely try this unit. It's very nice. And we're gonna move on to the last one, the last advisor unit. And that's the War Chariot by the Chariot rider Leotarios. And I never read those names properly. I think like Orestas, yes, but Letarios, I don't think I ever I've ever read that name. Oh boy, but yeah, War Chariot. So by the name you already are thinking it's gonna be the same as Babylonian War Chariot. If I had to say the old Babylonian War Chariot, I would say you're far off, to be honest. It's similar, but it's not bad. But if I'm not mistaken, it's actually using the same animation as the Babylonian War Chariot. And this War Chariot was actually before the Babylonian, so it's actually the Babylonian using this War Chariot's animation. Just a fact. But yeah, about this unit, I would say it's a very powerful ranged unit, and probably the best ranged unit I've seen from the advisor unit roster when it comes to like raw power. Sure, longbowmen have the maximum range. Gaesatae, they're terrible. Ignore them. Desert archer, they are weak because of the short range and not the highest DPS, but because they can take some damage, it's not that bad. Royal archers, hey, they fire instantly. This War Chariot is just like powerhouse. Look at the stats. So first of all, health. Almost 1100 health on a ranged unit. I mean, when you reach level 15, that's a very good amount of health. Like, this unit is most likely not gonna die that easily. So since you're playing as scouts, you can support it with like druids. So yes, there's a huge health pool that you can heal, and then you buff its damage. And that's another thing, damage. All 73 DPS. That's just base, no upgrades. So that's a very good DPS output. From a distance, very good. Maximum range, 18. 18, they just have the normal standard base range of 18. So this unit already looks like a really good deal. Then they have the typical line of sight, and because these are chariots, they have higher movement speed. 9 movement speed. They are not the fastest, but still pretty good movement speed. And now let's get to the bad part of this. So how can this unit be weak when we saw these great stats? So first of all, their cost. 200 wood and 100 gold. Gold is not a big problem, but 200 wood? That's a lot. That's just a lot, okay? I think the Babylonian war chariot cost only 150 if I remember correctly. I think that's it. Let me check that real fast. The Babylonian, yes, 150 wood and 120 gold. So the Babylonian chariots are definitely cheaper. But if you remember the old chariots, those had like 800 health and only 20 DPS. With a huge bonus against ranged units. And you could see this unit has no bonus against ranged, also no armor, I need to mention it. So like, if I had to compare this to the old Babylonian war chariot, I would rather go with this one. Not because like it would be necessarily better, because the Babylonian war chariot would get more health thanks to the gear and upgrades, but because this unit at least offers some very good damage output, like 20 DPS with 4 times against ranged. What is that? That's 80 DPS. This unit offers 73 against everything. That's a huge damage output, okay? So, if you ask me, it's more expensive than the Babylonian war chariot, but it definitely offered better value. The current Babylonian war chariot, that one is rather questionable, as it feels more like a ranged unit that soaks a lot of pierce damage. So it's definitely gonna be better than this at soaking damage. And damage wise it depends, but yes, once you have the gear advisors, it's definitely gonna end up better. But at the stage you're getting it, I would say this unit will be still better. But yeah, Babylonian war chariot has been buffed heavily. And yes, I need to mention the population cost 4, so same as the Babylonian war chariot. It is very comparable to that unit. I would rather compare it with the old Babylonian war chariot than the new one, but even with the new one you can compare. So definitely this war chariot is great in general, while the Babylonian war chariot is rather more anti-ranged unit because of the high bonus as well as the pierce armor, but because pierce armor can soak some defensive structure as well. It's not only against ranged units. But yeah, this Celtic one, staying with that, is just really good in general. But yeah, the cost, like I said, it's very high. And another thing is the training time. It's 30 seconds. 30 seconds. That's huge. I need to check it, but if I remember correctly, the elephant, the armored elephant from the Egyptians also take 30 seconds. I think that's correct, but what I need to check is the Helepolis from Greeks, and I think that was 20 seconds for this one. Yes. So this unit takes longer to train than Greek Helepolis. And heliporters would be very comparable, except that they have melee attack against buildings, but that's it. It would be very comparable here. So this unit definitely has one big issue. It is very hard to replace it. If you lose many of these, not only that it's expensive, it also takes a long time. So unless you have a lot of fortresses to replace these units, it's just gonna be very expensive. It's gonna take forever. So my advice for this unit is put it together with some good front line that you can easily replace. For example, the headhunters actually work very nicely because this unit is good in general, doesn't matter what it's fighting. It will do good amount of damage, plus it can take some good beating as well. For a ranged unit, that's very good amount of health. But yeah, if you try to go with this unit alone, definitely do it on some easier quest, because you don't want to lose this unit very fast. If you are trying for some harder quests, more challenging ones, definitely put it together with some good front line. But yeah, other than that, it's just your typical ranged unit that does very good amount of damage, with the bonus of having really good health. So if it's taking some damage, you do not really have to worry about it right away. But if you're losing them too fast, it's gonna be very expensive. So definitely put something cheaper in front of it, and this unit will do its work through the very high damage output. And you don't really need that many of these, dude. Even like few of these are doing more than enough. But yeah, definitely give this unit a try. It's a very good ranged unit. And with this, I would say we are done with the advisor units. And remember, advisor units are gonna get rework somewhat soon. It might still take a while, not sure how long. How far away are we from those? But if I had to say, for the Celtic advisor units, definitely try all of them except the Gaesatae. Gaesatae is terrible, but if you want to try it, go ahead. Nobody can stop you, obviously. It's your choice. Definitely give it a try as a unit, just so you can see and compare like how bad it is actually in action. But yeah, definitely try the headhunters, definitely try the war chariots, and definitely try the longbowmen. I mean, longbowmen are just like your typical ranged unit, so you don't really have to worry about them. But yeah, chariots and the headhunters are definitely the most interesting of the Celtic advisor units. And yeah, I was just surprised how bad Gaesatae is. Please leave a comment if I'm crazy or not, because I swear they were better before, and now just I just when I was saying it, I was like, man, this is pain. This is really huge pain. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do Gaesatae ever again, to be honest. Like, I was like, desert archers, I could try them sometimes, but like not really want to. But this, I don't want to ever do that again. Oh boy. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Definitely give try to the advisor units, and definitely check out my previous videos about the advisor units. Definitely check out the Greeks. They have some of the best advisor units they have to offer. Check out the Egyptians. They have some interesting ones as well. And then Persians, which there are a few interesting ones. Definitely, you can take a look at those. And yeah, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave a comment, share this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.